So I started 46 in the last video, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again, just because that one takes a little bit more time to do. Okay, so what I know is that if I factor this, I'm going to take out a 2x from both and have 5x minus 1. So my denominator for both of these is going to be just that. Because there's a 2x already over here, so I know that I'm only going to have to multiply the other one by the 5x minus 1. So I'm going to make that for both of my denominators. So this first one already has everything we need. So we just put a 4 there because that's already what's up top because everything is already in the denominator. Now on this one, I have to multiply it by 5x minus 1 because that's what's missing from these two things. So when I do that, I'm going to distribute this to both and I'm going to get 20x squared minus 4x. Okay, so then I'm going to take this and put it together into one equation. So I'm going to have 20x squared minus 4x plus 4 all over our common denominator of 2x and 5x minus 1. So what makes this one a little bit trickier is that on the numerator in this one, I can take out a 4. So when I do that, I have 5x squared minus x plus 1. And my denominator is still 2x and 5x minus 1. Okay, so we know that when things are multiplied, you can cancel them out. So here, 4 and 2 reduces down to 2. But that's all you can do with this. And now we don't have that option as one of our choices. So what I would do is I would say, okay, here's my denominator. Here's what I know it is. So I can get rid of those two. So then my other choice is to redistribute this back in and take this 2 and redistribute it. So I have 10x squared minus 2x plus 2, which is going to give me letter C in what I want. So we undistributed and then we redistributed for that. Okay, let's look at 47. So I'm going to take my denominator and say, what can I take out of both of those? Well, I can take a 3r out of that. And if I take 3r out, I'm left with 5r minus 3. Okay, so I have this r plus 3, or 3r, and I have that 3r. So my common denominator for this, we're going to do the same thing, is 3r and 5r minus 3. Minus, and this one, 3r and 5r minus 3. So the first one up here, this already has the denominator of that. So I don't need to do anything to it except bring that straight down. However, this one over here, it's missing the 5r minus 3. So I have to take that and I have to distribute it. So I have 25r minus 15. So now I'm going to write this all as one big fraction. So now I have negative 21r because I took 4r minus 25r. And then plus 15, because this had to go to both of those. And my denominator on this is still 3r and 5r minus 3. Well, what I can do here is my numerator I know is divisible by 3. So I have 3 and negative 7r plus 5, and then my denominator of 3r and 5r minus 3. So again, when it's multiplication, I can get rid of things. So I can get rid of that. And then this looks like one of your answers. So that one looks just like letter D. Okay, so make sure that you factor it all the way out before you do anything else. You have to get rid of all of those factors. Okay, solving equations. So on this one, you realize that your common denominator is going to be m squared. So I can write this out the long way, and I can say, okay, I have 1 over m squared, then this one is m squared, and I have m minus 6, and this one is just m, and it's 1. So what I have to multiply everything by is m squared, and now I can cancel out the things that are alike. Well, here, those are alike, so I only have a 1 left. Same thing, I can get rid of that. But this negative sign is what you really need to watch for. So that is going to give you a minus m plus 6. And then over here, I can take out 1m and 1m here. So I just have m. So now what I'm going to have is I'm going to take this m and add it to the other side, put my like terms together. So I get 7 is equal to 2m, divide by 2, and so m then is 7 halves, which is letter B. On 49, if I go ahead and factor this, I can take a 2m out of both terms, and I'm left with 2m minus 3. Okay, so what I know is all three of my denominators are 2m, m minus 3, m, and then this one. So 2m minus 3 and 2m are going to be my common denominator, or what I multiply everything by. So I know that my first one already has both of those things, so I don't have to do that again. So if you want to, you can write it above. Like I have to multiply by 2m, m minus 3, 2m, m minus 3, 2m, and m minus 3. Sorry, that one was really sloppy. So these are like terms, those are like terms. Okay, so I just have m plus 4. So on the subtraction one, I got rid of one of these m's and one of those. So I have 1, 2, this stuff, and the subtraction sign. So what I want to do is I want to take that 2 to both of these terms. So I have negative 2m minus 6. Okay, just so I don't forget to do this, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this as negative 2m plus 6 because I have to distribute this. And then on my last one, this is the same as that, so I don't need to multiply by any of that. I just get m plus 1. So now I'm going to put all of my like terms together. That's going to give me a negative m. This is going to give me 10. And my right-hand side is going to stay the same. Now I can move this to get rid of it. And I have 10 is equal to 2m plus 1. Subtract 1. And I get 9 is equal to 2m. Oh, I forgot something because my answer should be 9/4. Oh, I forgot to multiply this by a 2 up here. Okay, so when I multiplied by 2, I should have gotten 4m plus 6 there. Okay, so your final answer for that should be D. And then number 50, our last one there. When you factor this, I take out an x, and I have x minus 3. So my common denominator is going to be x and x minus 3. So again, if I have to multiply everything by x, x minus 3. X, x minus 3, x, and x minus 3. So I can go through and cross out the things that are alike. So in this one, I can get rid of those. So I have 1 times x, which is just x. In my second one, both of those and both of those go. So there's no denominator. I don't have to multiply by everything. But what I do need to do is distribute my negative sign. So I have negative x squared minus 6x minus 8. And then on my last one, my x's can go away. And so this is equal to x minus 3. So now I'm going to combine everything and put it together as much as I can. So I have negative x squared. These are going to go together to give me negative 5x minus 8 and x minus 3. So I want to take, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this to the other side because I'd rather work with a positive number. So then I have 0 equals positive x squared. When I add 5x to this, I get plus 6x. When I add 8, I'm going to get a positive 5 equals 0. Okay, so now I can factor this and say what multiplies to 5 that adds to 6. And what's going to do that is 5 and 1. So that's going to give me x plus 1 and x plus 5. And my answer to this is negative 5 and negative 1. Okay, so your answer to that one is D.